Yo, what's going on, everybody? We are live and we are back with the boys today. We have a very special guest joining us today, but before we get to him, let me go ahead and get to the boys as usual. Crossover, how are you feeling today, brother?
Man, I'm great, man. It's Friday. We got some fights this weekend. It's all good, man. It's all good.
Live with the boys. We're gonna do our prediction show this week for Magni versus Pratas. But before we get to that, MMA Anomaly, how are you feeling, brother, on this beautiful Friday?
Oh, brother, it is Friday. I am alive and well, and no complaints from me, man. Thanks for having me, and can't wait to dive into this card as well as a nice chat with our guy Dre.
All the air horns for Dre, baby. I appreciate you boys joining me as y'all always do. Like I always say, folks, give these boys the follow and a like and a subscribe. It's going by the ticker as we speak. And now, last but not least, let's get to the guest joining us today. Bellator pro MMA fighter, Dre Miley. How are you doing, bro? And thank you for joining the show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. I'm doing pretty good. Had a very busy morning. Getting ready to get some lunch and get fueled up for sparring tonight, which is pretty exciting because we potentially have a guest coming in, and this is gonna be a good night.
Who's gonna be the guest?
Oh, I can't release it right now because
Oh,
I don't
that's on
want to
me.
be
That's
looking
on
like
me.
a
You can release. You can release that this man has a fight coming up next month in Atlanta, Georgia. And bro, if you could speak on a little bit about that before we get into the prediction show, I'm pumped for your fight, man. I'm glad you got one.
Yeah, man. It's been a long haul for this shit. People not missing weight and people not trying to make it right. So, my past few fights have fell through because one, the guy doesn't make weight, and then they don't want to make it right by giving me extra money, and they don't want to take a point. So they ain't trying to do the right shit. So if you don't do the right shit, I ain't gonna fight you. That's just how it goes. Being a professional, you gotta take this shit seriously. So this guy that we're fighting, he turned me down the first time, and then I guess he decided that, well, I'm going to have to fight him eventually, so might as well. But yeah,
And
it's going down. It's going down in Atlanta, Georgia, December 13th on the NFC card. So feeling pretty excited about that. So I've always wanted to fight in Georgia, so they're a pretty big promotion. They get people to the next level, and that's really what I need is just more eyes on me. So.
and that's what's up, man. And bro, you're literally doing it perfect. And the amateurs, like kind of where I'm at right now, you can do that, man. You can kind of mess around, maybe take a fight with a dude who's missing by a couple pounds, or maybe just fuck around and see what you can do next week with it. But at your level, bro, and like you're saying, with nobody even fighting you recently, you're pro, you're trying to make it to the next level, you're trying to get those consistent paychecks from fighting. It's a huge deal for you, bro. So finding the right matchup and honestly even getting somebody to fight you to make the right weight and not bullshit you with the money is a huge deal, bro. And I have full respect for you, man. I'm so pumped for December 13th, bro, for you.
Yeah, man. Being a professional fighter, that shit ain't cheap. That shit's expensive. Like people forget
Bro.
about that, man. Like you gotta deal with licensing fees and you gotta deal with like the food alone by itself is
Oh my God.
expensive. And like blood work and all that all the medical shit. And people just throw that away. It's like, nah, that I need that money back. I got 3 kids and a wife at home. I gotta get that money back.
Bro, that's a great way to put it. It's literally like they're just throwing it away. They're just chalking it up to, all right, he got his medicals this time. He got his physical done. They're not thinking about, like you said, you got 3 kids. You're having to pay for them. You're paying for every meal you eat's healthy. So every meal is expensive as shit. You're having to watch everything you do on the weekends. Like right now, my man's driving to go get him a meal because he has to spar later. You can't just chill, do this podcast, go relax for the rest of the day, and just kind of BS. So
Mhm.
it's a life, bro, that I really don't think many people respect. And it kills me, man, when I'm watching these NBA, MLB, NFL players playing a kids game and getting this amount of respect and the amount of money that they play a literal fucking child's game. And they're the most arrogant dudes you'll ever see, bro. So
Yeah.
nothing but respect for everyone trying to make this, bro. What are you about to say, Dre?
Oh, nothing. I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah, bro. It's insane, man. Super pumped for your fight. Do you know where the venue's at, bro, before we get into this card?
All I know is in Atlanta. I don't know what their area is called. I just know it's in Atlanta. I know the card, and that's pretty much it.
ATL.
So yeah,
Uh,
I'm
before,
excited fighting in Atlanta. I got a lot of family on there, a lot of family from down that area, so it's gonna be a good old time.
that's gonna be dope, bro. Any ideas what the walkout song is gonna be?
No, I'm not. I ain't gave any thought yet. It depends
Still
on
got
how
a lot
this
of time.
camp feels.
Yeah, still got a lot of time. I would recommend maybe Fat Pat, maybe something like that. Maybe some Zero, maybe No Flocking, Kodak Black. I'm just throwing out ideas here. But
I
Or
would
go
only. I would
or
only. Yeah.
oh, I was
I
gonna
would.
say go in the Atlanta artist, man. The crowd gonna love you if you do that.
oh yeah, you're
Exactly.
right.
Yeah.
That's a fire idea.
You're right, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. You come out to some
Yeah.
21, maybe some old Ludacris, baby.
Future,
Ooh.
Jeezy,
Yeah,
yeah,
You can't. You
got
can
a
never
lot
go
of
wrong with some old Luda. I mean, can we just be completely honest?
Yeah.
What
I'm
you
gonna
got
save
in
my
that
Houston
bag?
stuff when I'm fighting Texas.
Hey, bro, when you fight Texas, I'll send you 27 songs as a playlist that I work out to on the day. But I'm pretty sure you already got that covered. My man's from Texas. Y'all don't forget that. He's living a nice life in Nashville. Maybe not Nashville, but he's in Tennessee. And my man's from the H. He knows what it is.
Yeah, I just went down there last 2 Christmases ago. So yeah, it was nice to see my old stomping grounds.
Man, I thought you were about to say recently. I was about to say, well, thanks for hitting me up, Dre.
No,
But
that was Christmas. Yeah, that was Christmas time. I had to go see my mom.
bro. Sorry, chat. I'm gonna get to y'all in a minute. I see a lot of y'all in here right now. We big appreciate y'all. Shout out Gage, shout out Olin, shout out everyone in here right now. Ramblin' Dad, Leroy, Sean, Apples and Grapes, Media, Darren, Saul. We appreciate all y'all, baby. Let's go ahead and get right into the card, boys. Dre, like I said, bro, if you gotta go, no worries at all. We big appreciate you for being here today. And as always, big appreciate the boys Crossover and MMA Anomaly for hopping on with the day. Now, I deserve nothing but air horns, bro. Now, I am going to screen record this next fight. So bear with me, folks, for this first fight. We have Melissa Mullins versus Claudia Saigilia. I think that's how you say that. I'm pretty sure I butchered that bad. But MMA Anomaly, since you are John Anik with the names over there, who do you got going on with this, bro? And correct me on that last name. I know I ruined it.
It is Melissa Mullins versus, I think her last name is pronounced Sigula. Yeah, I think it's Claudia Sigula. And I mean, I'll be honest, I don't really have much of a dog in this fight as far as it goes, but you got to think Vegas knows something that we don't. So I'll probably just follow their lead on this one and go with Melissa Mullins. Claudia Sigula is making her debut. I mean, she's not her MMA debut, but her UFC debut, to my knowledge. And I haven't really seen enough tape on her, whereas formerly Melissa Dixon, now Melissa Mullins, has actually shown us that she is a really solid fighter. She is well-rounded. She does have holes in her game, like most fighters do, but I don't think that Claudia is going to be able to poke those holes. And folks, before I pass it over to Crossover, please make sure that you follow at Miley_Dre135 on Twitter. He's not able to release the ticket information right now, but as soon as those tickets drop, he'll be posting them on Twitter first, I'm sure. And you want to make sure you're going to have an ass in that seat for that Atlanta card, folks.
Yeah,
So we'll hit him with the air horns. And Crossover, who do you have in this fight, my guy?
Man, a lot like you. I don't really have a dog in the fight. Honestly, for me, I'm pretty much just, I feel like this is my chance to take a shot in the dark. So I'm going with the underdog here, Claudia Segula, or however you say it. Probably mess it up as well. But I mean, I watched a little bit of her tape, and I think this fight is just going to be one of those where the gals are just in the clinch up against the cage, and
100%.
They'll end up on the ground some kind of way. Whoever
100%.
ends up on top will just control it for the rest of the round. And it for me, it really is just a coin flip fight. But that's pretty much what I got on it.
I definitely won't put no money on this. And before I get to you, Dre, does anybody know about Ricky Teracio's scrap being canceled? Is that real? Apples and Grapes Media just put that in the chat.
MMA Junkie posted 27 minutes ago. UFC Fight Night 247 loses another co-main event 1 day out. Las Vegas, it was a rough day at the UFC Fight Night 247 weigh-ins. 2 fighters missed their marks on the scale, but even though he hit his mark, Ricky Tercios, 12-4, was pulled from the bantamweight co-main event against Bernardo Sopage. It was announced after the official weigh-ins for medical reasons.
Oh, yeah. Also, let me add on to that. Gerald Mearshart and Rainer de Ritter is now the new co-main event.
Oh, dude, I thought you were about to say that was canceled. I literally was about to jump out the fucking window, bro. Come on, dude. How are you going to do that right after we announce a cancellation? There's a dick move crossover. Come on. Bro.
Yeah,
oh my
right?
God.
You gotta give us a 10-second break.
Read the fucking room, bro.
I thought
that was just mean. That was just mean, dude.
Hey, I like messing with you guys a little bit. I gotta keep y'all on y'all toes, man. You know,
trying to make me cry before noon.
But
Lord,
Dre. Also, we lost Cody versus Miles too. Son of a bitch.
Yep.
Dre. So I can just cry for a second. Yeah, bro. Who do you got, bro, between these two female fighters? And if you need the names again, I can give them to you, bro.
I really don't know much about these two.
Yeah, nobody does.
I'm probably gonna go with Mullins. You know, just play it safe. You know, it's just gonna be one of those that who can get their offense off first. That's pretty much what it is. I don't know so much about either one of them, but whoever can implement their game better, that's who's gonna get that one. I know that sounds cliche as shit, but that's
no, Dre. I was just about to say, Dre. Honestly, I don't blame you, bro. I don't want to spend too much more time on this fight either, homie.
Yeah.
But you know what fight I do want to spend time on? Tresean Gore versus Antonio Tricoli. Boys, for this to be the second fight of the prelims is insane. This is gonna be a fucking scrap. Crossover. Let me go to you, bro. Who do you got in this fight? And do you agree this could be fight of the night?
So I'm going Tresean Gore right here. I do not think this will be fight of the night for me. Antonio Tricoli, his last fight, bro, against Shar Magomedov, like I said in my video, it just looked like he didn't really want to be in there. I think his volume is way too low. The guy only averages like 1.28 significant strikes per minute. So I'm just not on board, even though he's got a massive height and reach advantage. I think Tresean Gore is going to get him in the clinch, make it dirty, and impose his physicality in the fight.
Real quick, before we move on to you, MMA Anomaly, crossover with the Shades has been a whole new character. This has been a fictional character that we have officially gotten back. You see the fight we showed just commented, crossover taking a shot in the dark with Shades on. Stevie Wonder will be proud. Shout out crossover and shout out crossover with the Shades. Anomaly.
Like Shades.
Hey, I was about to say, bro, he did it like 2 weeks ago, and since then it's kind of the new staple.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
Those
I'm not gonna lie, I like it.
Those are solid.
Appreciate it.
But speaking of another man who has glasses on right now, who do you have, brother, with Tresean Gore and Antonio?
I'm just gonna follow the man's lead here. I'm gonna go with crossover. I pointed up to him as he was saying it for a reason, folks. I think Tresean's physicality is gonna prove to be just too much. And I mean, this is the guy that we were all focused on in that season of The Ultimate Fighter when he went up against Pooh Bear, right? This is the guy that we thought was gonna be the next big thing, but I think he's fallen due to inactivity. And now that he's back in there, again, he's big, he's strong, he throws just fucking hammers for hands. And I think he's probably going to go out there and get a finish in the first or second round in this fight.
I'm 100% with you. Dre?
I will say Tresean wins this one, but he has to win this. He has to win this fight because
Yes.
he's on his way out. So this is his fight to absolutely lose. Because the guy that he did fight, he did look good against Shara, but at the same time, he led off of Shara. He could have got Shara out of there. And that seems suspicious as shit to me, like to be beating somebody that bad and then just all of a sudden just, pull back. Yeah, it just sounds kind of suspicious. But Tresean has been on a fucking roller coaster with this fight thing, man. And he's very vocal on like Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. So he's been very vocal about things, how he wants to change. So he has to win this one, and he has to win this by a dominant fashion.
Bro, Dre, that's a great point, bro. I honestly kind of forgot about that this is pretty much a must-win for Tresean Gore. He hasn't fought in a minute, bro. I think he had the same kind of issue with you, fighters pulling out, and then he was getting injured as well, so he hasn't fought in a little minute. But I'm 100% with you there, bro. I think that if this is a loss, I think this is the last time we see Tresean Gore in the UFC for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I 100% agree with both of you guys on that. I think this also is the last fight on his contract, to my knowledge. So it's really, like Dre said, I think this is like really make or break for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. And also shout out Osterberry in the chat, baby. This man is always in the chat. If you ever see us live, you will always see this man in the chat. Shout out you, brother. We big appreciate you. Also, shout out the Rambling Dad, throwing a little bit of shade to crossover while he's wearing his shades. Shout out the boys from across the pond. Also, if you've had your kid today, shout out that as well, brother. Folks.
If you've had your kid today, I love that.
If he's had his kid today, this guy's been in the chat.
Oh, by the way, if you've had the birth of your child, congrats on that too.
Yeah, you can definitely tell S-Dawg does not have children. By the way, I responded to that. But a fight that I am pumped for, folks, and everyone should be watching but your children, is this fight right here. Cody Stamann versus Damon Blackshear. Boys, this is... Yeah, brother, this deserves all the air horns. This is an absolute scrap. MMA Anomaly, I'm going to go to you because I was watching your show last night, brother. Also, shout out you and Job Turkey, giving your predictions on this. And I really like the way y'all were going about this. Who do you have going into this fight, brother?
Thanks, brother. I appreciate the respect there. And I appreciate you tuning in always, brother. Always appreciate the support. So when it comes to this fight, I think this is actually fight of the night for me. I think some of the maybe like COVID fan base, the people that got into MMA during COVID, might not love this fight because I do think it's going to have a lot of grappling. I do think there's going to be a lot of scrambling that's going on in this fight. And sometimes that turns off new fans. For me, even though I'm a Muay Thai guy, right? Like I hate fucking grappling in real life, but I love watching it on TV because I understand it. And for me, that's why this is fight of the night. I think it's going to be jiu-jitsu versus true grappling. And I mean, Damon Blackshear's jiu-jitsu is disgusting. Like, it's fucking scary, right? He is one of, I think, 3 or 4 people in the entirety of the UFC's history to pull off the twister submission. Nasty stuff, right? He can get you in awkward situations and just not only make you tap, but make you feel fucking silly doing it, bro. So, it's going to be a very, very fun fight. But that being said, the Spartan's grappling and his ability to negate submissions makes him a son of a bitch. He also is shorter in this fight, right? He's coming in at 5'5" against a man that's 5'8". He has a much shorter reach, so he's going to have to fight and get in. As Yoel Romero would say, shorty man, dirty boxing. He's going to have to get in there tight and really close the distance, but that's something that Cody's no stranger to. He's always been a short guy in this division. He's always been someone with a reach deficit in most of his fights. So I think he's going to close the gap. I think he's going to be extremely tough to submit, especially if our guy Blackshear is hunting the neck, because I'm convinced that Cody doesn't have one. So going to be hard to submit a guy with no neck, and I don't think he's going to be able to get him in something like a twister just because of how short and compact he is. That'll be a tough submission to pull off on somebody like him. I think Cody gets this done across the distance. I don't know that he gets a finish, but I do see him grinding it out and getting a decision win in a very, very fun fight, stylistically.
That's a great take, bro, honestly. And with 135ers, like my man Dre Miley below me, nothing but killers in that division. The 135-pound division, bro, like we said last week and was the main topic, the bantamweights are killers. 1 through 50, it's one of the most stacked divisions in the UFC. And even if you go to a local promotion, 135, 145ers put on a show, bro. Also, Osterberry says, what's up to Dre? If y'all got any questions for my man, he will be in the chat for the rest of the picks, unless he has to go early. This man has a fight, like he said, December 13th in Atlanta, Georgia. If you got any questions, drop them in the chat. Shout out all 34 of you in the chat right now. There's 160 of you on Twitter. Come on over to YouTube. Give your boys some likes. Join the chat. Chop it up with Dre. Chop it up with the boys. But crossover. Who do you got going into this, brother? Cody Stamann or Blackshear?
So for me going into this fight, I mean, the 7.5-inch reach advantage for Blackshear is crazy. I know his grappling is really, really good. Stamann pretty much has skills everywhere. About his neck, though, something that MMA Anomaly said, I remember Stamann's neck got snatched up pretty quickly against Said Nurmagomedov. So, you gotta think about, him taking shots or taking double legs, and then that neck can get snatched up. And I think the reach advantage with Blackshear's grappling is just going to be too much, and I went Blackshear by decision.
Ooh, we got a split right there. We got a first split of the day so far, third fight. Dre.
I'll bet you a shot on that, brother.
Ooh. Dre, before I get to you, bro, and your picks, Osberry says, Dre, how you see your fight playing out, and are we gonna get a motherfucking finish?
Oh yeah, we're going to get a finish this one. I don't know how, but I know
Fatality.
Watching film on this dude, and I'm seeing things. I was like, you do this against me, you're dead. So we're all looking forward to this one.
Hey, my man's not Ben Saunders, but he's coming to kill or be killed. Dre, who you got in this, brother? Cody Stamann or Blackshear?
Oh man,
They're in your weight class, baby.
They are. I've been sizing up Damon Blackshear for years. Been sizing him up for years. I've watched him on the CFFC card. I've watched him come up. I've watched him whenever he fought another former opponent of mine, Jose Johnson. You know, I was like, yeah, he's about to run through Jose because Jose's wrestling is ass. And Blackshear is a complete fighter. He really is. He's a really good fighter. The only thing that he doesn't necessarily have too much is striking. Like, his striking doesn't complement his grappling. And
great point, dude.
Cody Stamann, he's pretty good too. You know, he's been around for a minute. You know, he doesn't have a neck, but you know, to back up that point, like, you forget he was wrestling Nurmagomedov. Like, those dudes are used to like carrying like boulders and shit. Like, so like their grip is different,
bro.
So like, but I do know that Stamann has power in his hands. I'm not sure where Stamann trains out at, but like, yeah, he has power in his hands. His wrestling is pretty good wrestling. It's explosive and more scrambly as Blackshear is now. So I'm gonna go submission finish by Blackshear.
Are y'all hearing that? Like,
I think he said Blackshear by submission. It's probably just his cell phone service, probably.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Dre, it's just coming through a little staticky at the end, bro. We heard you there. It's like the last 3 or 4 seconds. But Blackshear, yeah, bro, hang on. Yeah, you're cracking up pretty bad. It's all good. Appreciate you, Dre.
Dre Miley, folks, make sure you drop a follow on that guy's Twitter. It is at Miley_Dre135. And he has a fight coming up in Atlanta, folks. More info to come on that.
Thank you for taking over right there, my brother. Lost a little bit of service. My man's pulling up right now to get him something to eat. He just messaged me, said, sorry, bro, service is bad here. Appreciate y'all for having me on the show. We'll have him again on next week, folks. But I'm going to go on the opposite with my man over there. I will be with Olin, and I'm going to go with Cody Stamann, brother. I'm going to go with Cody Stamann on this one. I don't mind, though, if Blackshear wins this, bro. Blackshear is a mother.
Same. I like both fighters here. Both fighters here.
Yeah, bro. Both these dudes are killers. Really, who wins this is the fans. Another fight who wins this is the fans is this right here, boys. This is going to be an absolute scrap. Matthew Sellersberger versus Charles Radke is a motherfucking banger. This has first round finish written all fucking over it, boys. Who do y'all have going into this? And let me start with crossover, brother.
So for me, getting started, this is my pick of fight of the night right here. Like,
yes,
I'm expecting this fight to be a lot of fun right here, boys. A lot of fun. So I don't know if you know, but Matthew Simmelsberger is never in a boring fight. One thing I will say about him, though, he's got power in his hands. But his fight IQ, just sometimes I watch his fights and it literally, I'm like, what's the thought process? What's going on? But for me, I'm gonna go Charles Radke by decision here. I think we're gonna get a back and forth fight. Both guys are gonna have success. Both guys are gonna land. But yeah, I'm going with Radke.
Anomaly?
Yeah, give me Chuck Buffalo here. As much as I love a good Jedi, I gotta go Chuck Buffalo. All right. Look, man, it's one of the best nicknames in the game, and Charles Radke is as our guy, one of our fan favorites here. You know who I'm talking about, Mr. Dogs Bark in the Backyard. Once said, either, if he doesn't lose, he's probably going to win. And that's what's going to happen in probably the first round for Chuck Buffalo. And of course, I'm talking about Nate the Train Landwehr, folks. If you were wondering who said that quote. I just think that Chuck Buffalo is too strong for Matthew, and Matthew is, he's let me down before. He's somebody that I was really high on when he came into the UFC, and as Dre Miley said beforehand, whenever he was breaking down one of the previous fights, it's been kind of a roller coaster for this guy, right? I think he might need to turn to the fucking dark side at this point. Maybe change his name to the Sith Lord or something. But the Jedi way isn't working for him right now, so give me Chuck Buffalo. I think he goes out there and gets an early finish, maybe in the first 4 minutes. What you got, S-Dawg?
Brother, I'm going to go the opposite right here, and I'm going to go with the Jedi. I'm going to go with Matthew Sellersberger here. And I'll be real honest with y'all, and this is going to be 7 more seconds. I just don't fuck with Charles Radke. I just don't like him as a human. Like, he's a dick. He's a dope fighter. He puts it on. He has great performances. But he's an asshole, bro. This dude's a dick. He reminds me of so many dudes I've trained with at the gym, bro, that now they're UFC fighters and now they're better than everybody. If y'all seen some of his, bro, like Olin just did. If you've seen some of his post-fight interviews, bro, you'll totally get what I'm talking about. And just the way he acts, bro, some of his shit he's posted on Instagram. You'll kind of start getting why I say that. I'm going to go with Sellersberger on here. I know that's a whack reason to hate against the guy, but we're not bringing back Dre Miley on. But if you want to slide in here, brother, we can get you in here. My man had to go. He has places to be. My man has kids. He's cutting weight. He put onto a place with shitty service. So it is what it is. We're going to get my man back on here, baby. But Leroy, if you want to slide in, brother, pop in. We'll add you to the show. We still got a little bit of
slide in his DMs, Leroy. Slide in his DMs.
Yeah, Leroy, slide in his DMs or slide in right here on the show. We'll put you in, brother, if you want to get on here. But also, shout out Pro Schmo down there at the bottom. Let's keep this motherfucking shmoney, boys. But if y'all don't got anything else to say about that, we got another great fight I could bring up for you, boys. This is gonna be an absolute. I've said this 7 times already. I know it's annoying as fuck. This is gonna be an absolute scrap, boys. I'll just go ahead and say it again. This is a war, folks. If you don't know who 2 of these boys are, this could end up being on the Dana Whites. If you don't know, now you know. I'm not even going to go for homeboy's first name. I'll just say Dos Santos versus Zach Scroggins. This is an absolute scrap. Not 2 well-known guys, but they're going to bring it, I think. Crossover. Who you got on this, brother?
So it's Aleski. That's that first name. Zaleski Dos Santos. That's it.
Thank you.
But for me in this one, I don't know if you saw, but Scroggins missed weight by like 3 pounds. I know he's taking a fight on short notice.
Shout out Gage.
That and then the weight cut for me. I know Dos Santos, man, he had like a really good scrap with Benoit Saint Denis where he really just beat him up pretty badly. God. So for me, Scroggins taking a fight on short notice, missing weight, potentially having a bad weight cut. I just think he's going to be dangerous for the first round. But then after that, the avalanche is pretty much just going to be on at that point. So I'm going Zaleski Dos Santos.
Brother, I'm probably going to rock right there with you. I'm ready to see what Nominally says. But before I do that, shout out to Octagon Press for joining, brother. My man just recently joined the show. Deserves all the fucking air horns. We appreciate you being in the chat, bro. If you got anything you want to chat with us, just drop it in the comments. We'll bring it up, big dog. But Nominally, who you got going into this fight, bro? And right there, what Osprey said.
Look, man, I mean, anytime a fighter has a nickname that is literally a discipline, could you imagine if like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's nickname was literally karate? Like, imagine. Wouldn't that be fucking hilarious? This dude's nickname is capoeira, which is literally a style of martial arts. Like, I mean, like he's like, hey, my name's hard enough to say. Let's go ahead and make my nickname capoeira, because that's easy. So yeah, Alizio Zaleski Dos Santos is a stud, but he's somebody who's had a little bit of an up and down career, right? Has a loss to my guy Randy Rude Boy Brown. Shout out to that guy. Has a very fun Twitch channel. He's dropped into my show a couple times. No big deal. Also just a really, really nice dude. Had the pleasure of meeting him at International Fight Week this year, and sick. I mean, solid win for the guy Randy Rude Boy Brown. But we're here to talk about Alizio Zaleski Dos Santos, who was supposed to have a fight against Nicholas Dalby. If I'm being honest with you, That's the elephant in the room for me when it comes to this fight card. That's the fight I wanted to see. And Capoeira would have lost that fight because I don't know if you know this, but Nicholas Dalby is a meme level fighter up there with fucking C-level Kane. When he fights a Brazilian, especially one he's not supposed to beat, he fucking kills him. Send him to Brazil. He'll do it there too. He's done it like 4 times. So, man, wish we could have seen that fight, but instead, we have him fighting, as Crossover eloquently put, a short notice fill-in in Zachary Scroggins. Man, I think the O is going to go on Saturday night for Zachary. I don't think it's a good sign that he missed weight. Typically, statistically speaking, the person that misses weight usually wins the fight more often than not. I don't think this is going to be one of those cases. I don't think it's going to be an advantage for him. I think it shows that he took the fight on short notice. And he's going against a very, very game opponent who has actually fought many UFC level folks. He's fought under Magomedov. Oh, by the way, he won that fight. He also fought Hinat Fakhretdinov to a draw, which people forget about. So this guy Capoeira, which by the way is a striking style, and I just named 2 really, really competitive grapplers, one that he got a draw over and one that he got a win over. I think it's bad news bears for the guy Scroggins on Saturday. I think we're all in unison here, right, S?
Honestly, bro, this is pretty easy to rock with. If you're not rocking with Dos Santos on this, you're just trying to see what happens. What else needs to happen is everybody, like I said before in the show, thumbs down this man's show. If you see the Rambling Dad pop up on your screen, hit that fat ass thumbs down button. If you want to drop a comment that said this show sucks on his channel, you should probably do that because it does.
I disagree.
I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, I think that's actually one of the better comments. That's not a bad title for the show. I'm actually going to edit and change mine right now.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, if you were in here, brother, you would definitely take care of the ugly part. But we're all going to rock with Dos Santos on this. And before we move on, fuck Scotland. Boys, we got other great fights to get to. We got other great fights to get to. And we got better people to put on the screen than that Scottish piece of trash. But it's time to have a great night, boys, and it's going to get even better. We have a fight that's going to not bring the vibes up a little bit. I'll be real honest with y'all here. It could go either way. This fight's either going to be a scrap or we're going to be bored than shit when this fight happens. That's exactly what we need for this one, bro. Karolina Kowalkiewicz versus Denise Gomez. Crossover. Let me start with you again, bro. Who do you got going into this? And I'm pretty sure we're all going to have the same picks on this as well.
So going in for me, I'm going with Denise Gomez right here. She's got a little bit of power in her right hand specifically. And then on top of it, Karolina, I think she's like 38, 39. And, Father Time is undefeated. So, I'm not even going to waste any more time. And that's pretty much where I'm going. I'm going Denise Gomez.
Brother, I guess we're not going to all three have the same. Let me see what Nominally's rocking with down there.
Sorry, Crossover, but we're definitely standing on opposite sides of the field here, my friend. It's a little bit of bias, right? Like I met Karolina Kowalkiewicz. I said on my show last night, she is the sole reason that my significant other started training in mixed martial arts after I had been training for feels like a fucking decade by then. Literally, like first year we went to International Fight Week, we were like stuck standing in front of her while we were waiting to get to the next person on stage, and she just casually had a conversation with us, and she was like the nicest lady in the world. Oh, and by the way, since then she's been on a bit of a little run here. I think this is going to continue the run. Oh my gosh!
I did not mean to put that one up. Some of these comments,
what is happening in the chat right now?
Are accidentally. I'm just pushing show, and some of these should not be shown. But Anomaly, continue.
Look, man, I got Karolina Kowalkiewicz in this one. I just think that she's better everywhere the fight goes. I don't understand the discrepancy in the line here. The fact that Karolina Kowalkiewicz is a plus 390 dog right now on fucking DraftKings Sportsbooks just feels disrespectful, kid. So I'm going to take that juice all day. I think she gets it done. And not only do I think she gets it done, but I think we might see her get her first finish since Felice Herrig here. I think she's going to take the neck.
So you're rocking with Karolina as well?
I do. I am. I think she's going to hurt her on the feet and then possibly get the sub. And either way, she's going to grind it out and get the win across the distance.
What do we think about Pro Schmo's comments down there? I spoke to Carolina's friend, and she said she would be lucky to avoid getting chuckled in the face because of the holidays coming up.
Well, I mean, of course, nobody wants to go to, mom's house for the holidays with a fucking black eye.
Yeah, bro. I'm pretty thrown off with Crossover's pick there. Apparently, him and Osterberry are rocking the exact same on this. I don't know what's up with the Gomez hype that you boys are on while you are on that Brazilian wave right now, but fuck off of it.
Did Ioane and Chachik sleep Carolina Kovalkiewicz? I'm sorry. Has she ever been Chenny? I don't understand where this is coming from, you guys.
We shall see, guys. We shall see.
We shall see. Like my man down there just said right there. Like my man Ola just said in the chat. But yeah, boys, we got some more fights to get down to, and like I said before, folks, there's 20 different things I got going on right here. So if it seems like I'm not as smooth or spitting with these boys right now, I honestly sometimes wish I wouldn't have hosted this show. Let me just break the fucking wall. Sometimes I wish I was in these boys' spots to just sit here and chill and get shit tossed up to them and just give great takes. But that's why these boys have great shows. And if you're not already, like and subscribe. Crossover MMA, MMA Anomaly. The Rambling Dad podcast sucks. Don't ever check it out. Let's get to some more fights, boys. We got another. This card's stacked. I know we lost 2 absolute motherfucking great fights. But boys, there's still bangers here. MMA Anomaly, if you want to go ahead and get them names, go ahead, brother, and you can might as well just start it off.
So we got Mansur Abdul Malik coming in against Dusko Todorovic. This is a fun fight in the middleweight division. Plus 370 dog and Dusko. Look, I mean, I get that Mansur's coming in here on a 6-0 streak. Fun fact, I don't know how many, but I can tell you there's a shit ton of people with less than 10 professional fights on this fucking card. It's kind of crazy to me how many people we have in the UFC currently that literally have sub 10 fights professionally. So if you're listening to this and you have 5 professional fights and a winning record, go on Dana White's Contender Series. You've got a shot, folks. With that being said, I do think Mansur Abdul Malik has a shot. But gun to my head, give me Dusko Todorovic. I mean, the guy has fought in the UFC. He's fought against folks like Christian Leroy Duncan, who is a beast, right? 10-2. He has more than 10 professional fights. He's also fought against a Chidi and Chukwani. He's also fought against a Maki Patolo. I mean, the dude has fought kind of a who's who, and for the most part, he's fought people that have knockout power in at least one hand, maybe both. Yeah, give me Dusko in this one, man. I think he's been put away before, but I just don't know that Malik is going to be able to do it. And Malik hasn't fought anybody like him, right? He hasn't fought anybody in the UFC. So it's going to be a tough outing for him. I know he's coming off of a win over the Contender Series, which is why I did that little shout out. But again, he's only had 1 fight in his career, not his pro career, in his total career, amateur included, go into the second round. Granted, he's won every one of them by knockout or sub, but what happens when you can't put the guy in front of you away? Do you start to fade? Do you start to wilt? I think that might be what we see on Saturday. Big fan of the dogs this week.
You know what else we won't see again? This motherfucker in the chat. We're about to go ahead and remove him. McDane, I also tell my side chicks I love them. So, yeah, brother, that does anything for you. Crossover. Who you got into this fight, brother? And if you need to see those names again, I can pull them up.
No, I'm good. So for me in this fight, I'm going with Mansur Abdul Malik. And the reason why for me is Dusko, he's coming back off the knee injury. He's been out for over a year. His head movement isn't the greatest. Like, it keeps his chin pretty high up in the air, and it's there to be hit. And MMA Anomaly is very right about, Abdul Malik not going into the second round. Like, absolutely. But that was in the Contender Series fight. And I think him having that right before this fight and then Dusko coming back from the injury is going to play a part, because I think Abdul Malik is just very physically imposing. And so, yeah, that's why I'm going with Abdul Malik.
Boys, we're back on track, baby. All 3 shutout. We are all rocking the exact same on this. I completely forgot about that knee injury, boys. When y'all said that in there, I was like, did he get injured? Like, what? I haven't wondering why I haven't seen this dude in a minute. And then I see my boy Pro Schmo's Bet comment down there. and I forgot it was against Christian Leroy Duncan a year ago. Excited to see this dude fight though, bro. This is a fucking banger, man. Is this to the main card yet? Is this the first fight on the main card?
Yeah,
it is.
First fight on the
It
main
is.
card.
It's the opener of the main card.
Cool.
Actually, I think something else got pulled up too since we got the cancellation. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't want your hours. You always do this. Give MMA Anomaly the hours. How about that? And that's why I watched the Fight Week show, not the Rambling Dad. So, anyways, McDane takes Sterling. McDane might take me in a fucking tea drinking contest. Fuck him. So
By the way,
boys,
McDane, I saw your show the other day. You were talking about how you've had more street fights than this guy's had warm meals, and you pointed to how bad your nose is. I mean, look, if we're talking about the bad nose gang, I'm here, brother. I'm here. I'm here, Doug.
Hey, let him know.
Louisiana, fucking stand up, kid.
Hey, you know what? I was just hyping him up. I knew this dude's never been in a street fight in his life. This man's probably never even been in a fucking pillow fight with his siblings before. So don't take anything that man says too serious. But what we do need to take serious is this next fight, boys. This next fight, I know, S-Dawg does not like the women's fight that much. I'm a casual hater when it comes to the women's fight, unless they're in the top 5. But I'm not a hater when it comes to this bitch when she fights. Jillian Robertson versus, here we go, Luana Pinheiro. Man, I fucked that up bad. That's a bad butcher. I might as well just start, brother. I might as well start giving these to fucking MMA Anomaly. Yeah, Anomaly, hit me with the name, and chat, please just fast forward that last 7 seconds. I'm embarrassed. Anomaly, give me those names, bro.
So we've got a women's strawweight bout between Jillian Robertson and Luana Pinheiro. And I'll hand it right back to S-Dawgs. I feel like you always give us the lead. My guy, tell us how you feel about this fight.
Ooh. How I feel about this fight is this is going to be a nasty either stand-up fight or someone's going to get dropped while they're throwing them bombs. And when it goes to the ground, we're going to see some very extremely technical grappling. Both these females, bro, are nasty when it comes to submissions. I mean, absolutely disgusting. Jillian Robertson, all she does is win by subs. And if you can hit that name for me one more time, I don't even want to try to butcher it. Let's go. You know what? Let me try it. Let me try it. Luana, I'll just go with that. Luana is a nasty jiu-jitsu artist herself, but she comes out, bro, and she throws them Brazilian hammers, baby. So this is a really fucking fun fight. We haven't seen Jillian Robertson fight since Canada, I think. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the last time we saw her fight. So I'm very excited for this. I got Jillian Robertson, second round submission, crossover. Who we rocking with, baby?
So for me in this fight, I'm right there with you. I'm going Jillian Robertson by submission right here. I know both ladies definitely want to grapple, and like they both average over 2 takedowns per 15 minutes. So this fight is definitely going to end up on the ground at some point. But I just think that's exactly where Jillian Robertson wants to fight, regardless who she's in there with. So that's why I'm going with Jillian Robertson by submission.
Like my man just said, too, Octagon Press. You got to represent Ontario, baby. Who you rocking with, Anomaly? I know, Osterberry. I know. I fucked that up bad.
Pinheiro. Good old Pinheiro. Love her. She's one of my faves. Luana Pinheiro. Say it all the time.
yeah. That
was good, dude. Honestly, those are the best parts of the show, my friend. Look, Luana Pinheiro is really good when it comes to jiu-jitsu. Her striking, in my opinion, leaves a little bit to be desired. Jillian Robertson is just the more well-rounded fighter all across. I got to go with Jillian Robertson here, man. You got to think that she's going to be the better fighter anywhere the fight goes. And what this fight really comes down to is this. Is she going to be able to get a takedown on Luana Pinheiro? I think she is. I would ask you this. Who has she fought in the UFC that she has not secured at least a takedown over? And when she gets a takedown, she's going to make you pay for letting her get that takedown. She's going to control you. She's going to sap out the energy, going to take all the pop and spring out of those muscles. And most of the ability that you bring to the feet, she's going to take away from you in doing that. So give me Jillian Robertson. I don't think she's going to get a finish in this one, but she fucking could, right? Once she gets on top of you, she's nasty with it. I do think she goes out there and gets a grindy, windy little decision win. And if you want a fun little juicy bet on underdogs, you can bet the over 2.5 on takedowns because I think she's going to get that in her sleep in that fight.
Bro, that's what it is. Over 2.5.
You can do it over or under 2.5 takedowns. Usually they set them higher for her fights, but I don't know why they don't think that she's going to get 2.5 takedowns because you get that at break even odds. You pair that with like one other thing and you're like 3 to 5x in your money, kids. But remember, bet responsibly. Only bet with money that you are willing and happy to lose.
Yes, sir. And if your name is The Rambling Dad, you might as well stop commenting because none of your shit's getting pulled back up. But, boys, we got another fight to move on to. That's an absolute banger. And it's a Dana White Contender Series alum from this season already fighting again. What do y'all boys think about Cortavius Romanos versus Gustave Bolans? Let me go to MMA Anomaly because I'm pretty sure I butchered that last name. But let me go to you, brother. Who do you got in this? And what are your thoughts about my man making his debut from the Dana White Contender Series?
So Cortavius Romeos is coming in against Gaston Balanos. I mean, this is going to be a fun fight. It'll be a really good test for Cortavius. If I'm being honest, like it's the perfect UFC fighter for him to fight. They have just about the same exact number of fights, right? You got a 7-4 fighter, you got a 9-2 fighter. So it's not like he's coming in at this huge deficit of experience. It's more so a deficit of experience against UFC fighters. But he did look impressive in his one performance that we did really see him in. And you know, I'm of course talking about the Contender Series, but can he go out there and get it done here? He wasn't able to get a finish in the Contender Series over Michael Imperato. He was only able to get a unanimous decision, but it was enough to get him a spot in a UFC fight card. I think he's getting the perfect opponent at the perfect time in his career. Gaston is coming off of a vicious standing TKO knockout from Marcus McGee, who is just a fucking stud out there. I don't like the way that this is going to go for Gaston.
Brother, first of all, the way you announced that name, John Anik, like that prediction and that breakdown, fucking solid. You might have sold me on that as well. Crossover. Before I give mine, who are you rocking with, baby?
So for me in this, I'm going with Cortavius Romeos in this fight. I definitely think this is going to be a very entertaining fight. I don't think there's going to be a finish here. I think both guys are going to be doing a little bit of tit for tat on the feet. At some point, I see, like there will be a little bit of grappling here and there, like small stat I'm going to throw in there. Romeos has like 6 submissions on his resume. So be alert of that. Like I feel like he's kind of like that sneaky submission guy. Like we're all comfortable artists to stand up battle. And the next thing you know, he just catches something really quickly. But I think this is going to go to decision.
Yo, you got decision on this.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Dude, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I don't think this. I'm going with Romanos by like first or second round finish, bro.
Really?
Bro,
Romeos.
Sorry. Romeos. Thank you, bro.
Romanov was last week, brother.
Thank you so much, bro. I have, like I said, folks, I wish I wasn't this bad with the names, but I am. Another thing is, bro, did y'all watch his last fight on the Dana White Contender Series? This man
I did.
Came out for a fucking check, bro. Okay, I guess it's okay. Oh, I was gonna see what y'all thought about that. I appreciate the dead silence on there.
Oh no, sorry. I thought you had more. No, he definitely came out for a check.
I thought you was cooking. I thought
I was like, let the man cook, bro. Instead, bro,
I was pulling up the next fight, and then I was like, okay, well, I don't think they've said anything, or I'm just on mute. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, bro. I could see decision, though. I'm not going to lie to you because this is his first real fight in the UFC, but it's in the Apex, bro. So I think that kind of benefits him not having those nerves, man. He's just going to treat it like the Dana White Contender Series if he's smart, because that's what I would do, bro.
I think Nominally's frozen, by the way.
See, oh my god, this show's going to shit in these last 10 minutes. Probably fucking McDane in here. Probably put a fucking bug or something in my shit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about all that. Let me get him out of here. But I still got the boy Crossover in here while Anomaly fixes his stuff, and we're gonna move on to the next fight, brother. A fight that got bumped up to the co-main because we're missing so many fucking absolute bangers off this card, man. I can't believe Ricky isn't fighting or Cody, man. But we got a banger right here, bro. What are your thoughts on the debut of this man from One Championship, the Netherlands assassin, who's a motherfucker at kickboxing, against Gerald Meerschaert, bro?
So I'm very much looking forward to this. I'm a big fan of One Championship. Like One Championship is probably my second favorite organization to watch. So I'm very much looking forward to it. In this fight, man, you got two guys, really good BJJ, really good submissions. Typically, a lot of times when you get matchups like this, it plays out on the feet. And for me, I just think Gerald Meerschaert on his feet is the guy moves like molasses on the feet, man. He's very slow, gets hit a lot, but he'll take a lot of damage and then will end up on the ground with somebody and then snatch victory out of the jaws of defeat and snatch on a submission. But I don't think that's gonna work in this matchup. So I'm gonna go with De Ridder in this fight.
Bro, this is the easy pick for me, bro. If you're not rocking with De Ridder on this, I mean, you literally don't know shit about MMA and you're kind of just guessing, bro. This is gonna be a fucking an Alex Pereira-esque performance when he was up his rise, like against those guys that he was not even supposed to be in there with, just sparking these dudes. I think they're gonna do that with Gerald Meerschaert. I know he's won his last 2 fights, man, and they've been the most Gerald Meerschaert fights you could ever think of, where he's at the beginning doing great or not doing great at the beginning, and then somehow ends up pulling off some wild shit at the end, like he did with Edmund Shabazian. But this dude's
sorry about that, guys. I was doing my best Ricky Tercios impression.
That's probably McDane should take lessons from that and disappear as well, because that'd be the best thing for him. But I'm gonna go with that fucking Netherlands assassin as well, bro. We were just talking about Ridder and Meerschaert, Olin, and who your thoughts on that, bro, going into it?
Well, it sounds like you guys are going Henriette De Ridder.
Easy, dude. Easy.
I'm going GM3, bro. He wins every fight he's not supposed to fucking win. That's why he has like the most finishes in the division.
Except for the Hamzat fight.
I mean, that's different. That doesn't count.
Hey, what a time. Is he frozen again or is he fucking with me?
I think he's frozen again. Yeah.
I think he's fucking with me at this point. I'm telling you, bro, McDane came in here and fucked this whole stream up.
What is happening right now?
Okay, you're back. You're back, brother. You're back.
Gosh.
You're back. Hey,
I blame McDane.
We got one more.
I blame McDane here, okay?
Of course, it's always McDane.
It's
always McDane's fault.
He ruins every fucking thing. I'm trying to give you boys watch hours. Fuck you and your watch hours. And how about you stop begging for us to give you watch hours? But Olin,
I got GM3, man. I think he's gonna get it done via submission. I think Hennier is good, but again, he's making his debut in the UFC, and they're feeding him to GM3 first. Look. Pro Schmo Bets says RDR only lost because his opponents were on steroid cycles. Now that he's at a promotion that is anti-doping, he is where he wants to be, UFC. GM3 has the most subs in that division, as Matua said, and shout out Matua for that stat. Look, I think he's going to add another one to the fucking list. I just think he's probably going to get clubbed and then get dropped and then get a submission out of nowhere. Maybe throw up a random triangle while he's on his back. Either way, I think he's going to get underestimated. And the reason for this is this, folks. RDR is a stud in every sense of the word. Don't get me wrong. I'm with you guys there. Okay. The Dutch Knight is a fucking beast. And what a nickname. What a nickname, right? The Dutch Knight. So cool. But he also said something that struck a bad chord with me in the media day. He said that he has to finish GM3 in this fight because if you're somebody, you get the finish over GM3. You don't take him to decision. So the fact that he's so focused on the finish, I think, is going to open up holes in his game for somebody like a GM3 to expose and really, really make light of. So give me the dog in this one, man. I like GM3.
Has Rainer missed weight or something before? What's up with this comment right here? I thought he normally fought around 185. I'm
gonna look it up right now because they should have made weight today.
Yeah.
That's what I thought as well.
The weight we should be done with all that.
Man, if we lose another fight, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind, bro. I can't believe that, boys. Like, before we get to the main event here, and like I said, we've been on for 58 minutes. I appreciate everyone that's been in here, unless your name's McDane. We appreciate all of you. But bro, I can't believe we lost those 2 fights, man. This card was shaping up to be damn near money worthy. Now it's just one of those Apex cards that we're definitely all still gonna watch. It's a great card, but not what it was with those 2 big fights missing.
Both men made 185.
Okay, good. That's what I was looking. I just wanted to make sure. I saw that comment and I was like, no shot, bro. We have another one not active today. But we have a main
shout out
event.
Before we move on. Shout out Osterberry's comment here in the chat. He said, in my opinion, RDR signed too late, but this should be a good fight on the ground. Both got really good jits. He's 100% right here.
What do you saying, son? Guess who's got the keys to the house? Guess who's got the keys to the house?
Oh
Your
my
boy
gosh. This fucking
you
guy.
You want your boy to turn up and ruin the show? I'll ruin the show. How about this, son? Boom. I'm your new host now, bitches. Let's get on to this main card.
I hate this guy.
We're playing musical chairs right now or what, folks? What the fuck is happening here?
Kick that boy. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I could fully kick him.
Got me looking for Sterling like,
where are you? And I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry at all. That boy's in the background with his dripping French. I mean, nobody can hear you, son. You stay back there. You sit down. Right, boys, what we're saying to this main event then, because I'm taking over the show and this is how it's really going to go. You know what I mean? What are we saying? Where are we up to?
We were definitely talking. Started. I mean, we were just about to get started on the main event, but I mean, if you guys are all done having your dick measuring contest right now,
no, mine's the biggest, and I've just took over the show. You know what I mean? So I've clearly won that competition. Right. So, Prates versus Neil Magny. Who you got, boys? S-Dogs, fuck you. Crossover, let's come to you, brother.
So for me in this, I mean, we all know, man, Neil Magny's pretty much just the gatekeeper of the division, and that's pretty much just been his job. He's been doing it for a while now. And somebody commented on one of my posts and think this might be the time where he's reached the end of the road as that job, because I feel like Prates is going to piece him apart on the feed. Like his technical striking, that Muay Thai is just so crisp, and it's just beautiful to watch. And I think he's gonna get Prates. I think Prates is gonna get Magny out of there, finish him on the feet. I'm going second round KO.
Ooh, we've been putting the finish in there too. I like it. I like it. Taking notes for my own prediction show that you're catching an hour, people. Make sure you're coming over to the Rambling Dad as well as the Fight Week show. You know what I mean? Got to plug that in there. Fuck Sterling. So yeah. Owen, let's come to you, bro. Let's hear some soundboards. Let's get it cracking. That soundboard's got more personality than Sterling does anyway, so let's see what you've got, son. Tell me about that main event. Excellent analysis there, crossovers. Excellent.
Yeah. Crossover, a stud. Definitely a stud. Make sure you guys sub to this guy, Crossover MMA.
Crossover. Here's the flex.
Give us a flex crossover. Let's. Oh my god!
Dude, look at that. This man
my
sculpted.
god!
Yeah, I mean,
are those things registered? My goodness! Sheesh! Those are wild, brother. Keep those things holstered, man. I didn't even buy tickets to the gun show today.
I started going, I'm ducking and weaving. So like, shit.
Sheesh.
Is going on.
So yeah, I'm with you, man. I think Prates is a special specimen here. You know, a lot of people are focused on, you know, the fun side of him. Like he smokes cigarettes, he drinks whiskey, he's one of us, right? But at the same time, I think the most impressive thing about this guy is his fight IQ. You know, I'm sporting the Fighting Nerds glasses here for a reason today. Tape up mine. I'm going with Prates all day. Okay. I think he goes out there and just, as much as I love Neil Magny, and again, one of the best nicknames in the game. The Haitian Sensation. Come on, kids. Are we even fucking trying to go against that? But Prates is that fucking guy. I think he has championship material written all over him, and it is due to the fight IQ. The shot selection in that last fight against the Leech was disturbingly good. Like, I've gone back and watched that fight 4 fucking times, and every time I notice something different that he does, whether it's with his footwork, with his head movement, the way that he baits him in with his feints, the way that he switches levels as soon as the Leech gets privy to the way that he's striking. Like, everything he does is, I mean, with all due respect, the best word for it, it's nerdy, right? It's fucking calculated. It's perfectly accurate, perfectly just sized up. I think he gives Neil Magny problems everywhere the fight goes. Even if it goes to the ground, if Neil Magny's somehow able to get him down, I think he's going to shock us with some very impressive jiu-jitsu, or possibly just scramble back to his feet and make Neil pay for even trying to take him to the ground.
Talk about accurate analysis right there, bro. Yeah, I mean, I thought after crossover we weren't going to get much better than that, and then you just took it up a notch. I mean, I'm right there with you boys. I'm back in Prates as well. Like you said, the only thought that I had was Magny's got to make it dirty. He's got to get in close. He needs to make it a scrappy fight. He isn't going to go down easy. This is probably his last shot at being the gatekeeper, I think, of this division. Once Prates works through him, then we'll see where he goes from there. He's coming towards the end of his division. Like I say, Prates, too calculated, too accurate. He can swap it up and change it up within an instant once you notice that you're starting to get a read. And the only thing that I did think was maybe if Magny can get it to the ground, he might be in with a chance. But at the same time, Prates has got the answer to that too. So I don't think there's going to be too much trouble for him if it does go down there as well. But I like that second round finish. I'm digging that, brother. I'm digging that. So I think
you can get that at plus odds on DraftKings Sportsbooks. I literally said the same thing last night on my show. You can get if you pick specific rounds, you can get first, second, third, fourth, and fifth round finishes on Prates at plus odds. And the later you go, the bigger they get. So Vegas thinks that it's more privy to happen in the first, second, or third round than it is in the fourth or fifth.
Crazy.
So crossover's onto something here.
I'm pretty gutted about that Turquoise and Sapage fight. Not gonna lie. You know, I mean, I thought it was wild that it was going to be co-main, given it Sapage's second fight. You know what I mean? But what are we laughing at here? Sapage. Are we laughing at the name?
The better.
This man's in the background making moves. You know what I mean? I thought I just butchered their name there. Oh god damn. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's the show, people. So make sure if you're following SDawgsMMA, you hit unsubscribe right now. You hit that thumbs down button. You go back and look at all of his other videos and just report them. You know what I mean? This channel should not be within this space. This man is toxic. All he does is chat shit about people and can't back it up.
And now that that's done, folks, we appreciate McDane for stepping in for the boy and giving him some of those watch hours. Nothing but love and respect. As always, like and subscribe to the show. Shout out MMA Anomaly. Shout out Crossover. And as always, fuck.
That was actually perfect timing for you to kick him. That was incredible.
That was
all right. Good job, champ.
Enjoy your life. Hit something nice that will change someone's life, folks. Fuck McDane.